Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Lauren. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are doing a review of the OSPREY 55 FARPOINT backpack. Yeah, so I took this backpack on a 2.5-month backpacking trip across Europe. I started in Ireland, I ended in Italy. This bag has been with me through a lot, and I feel like I am ready to tell you guys my thoughts on it. Here is the backpack. As you can see, it's quite large and it's still in really good shape. Like, you cannot tell that I took this out into the world for as long as I did. I mean, it was under bunk beds, it was on buses, it was on trains, it was on planes, it was in disgusting public restrooms, it was in the dirt, it was everywhere. I mean, and this thing, it's really held up. This bag, it did a really good job. I'm going to be a little critical on it because there were things that I did find a little bit challenging with this bag, and I feel like so many reviews about it are really positive. And while I had a positive experience with this bag, there's still things that I think could have been improved, but obviously everything is always personal. So if this is your favorite bag in the world, please don't be offended by any of my opinions. So overall, I like the bag. It's a good bag. Let's talk about, I guess, the construction of it and how it like fit my body, because I feel like that's where I had the most issues. So this back panel completely unzips and you have your straps and your waist straps. So this is the FARPOINT standard / men's bag, and I bought this one because I thought it's gonna be the standard one, the original one. It should be fairly universal, and two, I wanted the black color. I didn't really like the colors that they offered for the women's bags. The bag on me was a little bit uncomfortable, just in terms of, I feel like, the weight placement. So for reference, and I'm about 5.5 feet tall. So I really did find it kind of difficult with the bag in terms of getting it situated on my hips correctly. I had a little bit of difficulty like getting the straps on my body where it was comfortable. I felt like the weight was dispersed. Maybe I'm too short for the bag. For me, it just felt kind of awkward. It felt like it kind of pulled my shoulders if I got it on my hips the way I wanted to. And I felt like I just had to have it so tight to my body, like really tight, for the weight to feel like dispersed on me. It was for longer distances uncomfortable, and I would not consider myself unfit, and I would consider myself to be strong and able to carry a backpack, you know. So there was a few challenges with that in terms of walking like longer distances, but this is not a long distance hiking backpack by any means, and I knew that when I bought it, and I expected that. I didn't do long hiking trips on my backpacking trip. Didn't do a lot of backpacking on my backpacking trip, if you know what I mean. Like, it was a lot of going to and from hostels, buses, trains, like that sort of thing. I did find it a little uncomfortable at times. So the second thing that I'll talk about is the day pack and how the day pack plays into what I just talked about. The day pack, as you can see, is like a pretty decent size, and this, when zipped onto the full-size bag at full capacity, is completely unrealistic, or at least it was for me. It stuck out so far. Like, when the bag was full, the day pack would zipped onto it would just stick out so far. I'd find myself like hunching over. It kind of would like swing around. It was just too big, so I was forced to wear it on my chest. I really like that feature. It's got these two straps, and all you do is you just like clip them into the straps on the backpack. But for me, one, it was hot, very hot. I mean, Granted, I was traveling in the middle of summer, but this is a black backpack, and even in like a tank top, having the weight on the front and the back, it was a lot. So just like warning you about that. And when you don't really have another option for carrying this bag other than carrying it in your hand, I mean, what are you gonna do? I sucked it up. So you clip this onto the front, but then there's no straps to secure it to you or the larger bag at the bottom. So being a woman and having a chest, I found that this would kind of like flap around as I walked, and if I picked up the pace at all, it would kind of bounce. So I had to walk holding it like against my body. But I did think that that was weird because they put so much thought into the rest of the bag. It just seemed like they could have added one more little strap or clip for you to really be able to secure this to the front of your body. Being able to clip it onto the front though was great. This is great for when you're in transit. You can unzip it, get into all your stuff. It's very accessible to you. This is where I kept my wallet, I kept my money, I kept my electronics, like anything of value. It can be secured right on the front of you at all times. And I like this little detail of, if you can see, but you can lock this smaller bag too. So that was really nice because then I could put a TSA lock on it, throw it on my back, and not worry about someone coming up and unzipping it on me. The front, I also thought this was nice, has straps, chest straps. So I thought that was cool, so someone can't come like rip it off your back. It does help if you have a little bit more weight in here as well. You know, it's nice. It's not a full featured backpack. I wouldn't say that there's a lot of support in here. And if you want more detailed of all the features of the bag, go check out the first video that I did, because I literally, that's all that I'm talking about, is like the compartments and the features and the zippers and the clips and all that stuff. So in here you have like a laptop sleeve, and I didn't have a laptop with me, so I used this for other things and it was fine. This is not like a flat bottomed backpack, if that makes sense. So it's sometimes harder, it was harder to kind of put items down in there and keep them organized. They kind of have to all sit on top of each other, but you know, it did its job. My biggest complaint with this day pack, and it's so silly to me, like why did they do this? The pockets for your water bottle, they're not big enough. They're not big and they're not stretchy. So when this day pack is full, you can't put a water bottle in there. There's no room. There's no room. So that really annoyed me because I'd be like, I need to fill up this bag and I need to put a water bottle in it. And the water bottle cuts into the interior space of the bag. So that was kind of frustrating. That's why I have this carabiner on there. As my water bottle, I would attach the carabiner to the top of my water bottle in case it popped out. So that's the day pack. I still use the day pack. I still love the day pack. I take it with me to the gym. I'll take it with me if I go to the beach. Nice, it's a nice small size. It was perfect for going out on the day, like leaving the big bag at the hostel. So let's get back to this big boy. So like I said, I didn't find the straps to be that comfortable. There's not a lot of padding in here. I don't know if maybe the woman's bag would have been a better fit for me, and I don't know, maybe the woman's bag wouldn't have been any better than this, but this did feel a little tall for me too. It's definitely like the length of my torso, like any taller than this and I wouldn't have been able to handle it. Speaking of handling the bag, a nice feature that you saw is that this back flap zips up and all your straps are nice, safe, and protected. And I really, really like that. That was great to have on planes, on buses, like not worrying about your straps getting snagged or anything. But carrying this bag when it's full as a duffel for me was unrealistic. Like, I'm strong and I lift weights, but I can't run through an airport holding this next to me as a duffel bag. And it wouldn't really be that big a deal, except that for me to carry this bag any more than a relatively short distance, I would have to put the straps on. But it takes a minute to like, and then get this up onto your back and get everything adjusted. So that's the only thing I would maybe consider. There wasn't a lot of situations like that, but you know, things happen when you travel and you're like, shit, I'm late for that bus and I gotta go. Inside of the bag, the storage. So I liked it because it had this nice bright green, like contrasty color. And really, as you can see, it's just, it's empty. There's nothing in here. And I like that. I used my packing cubes and I was able to fit so much stuff in this bag. And there were times where I was really hot and wished I had more cooler clothes. And there was times that I was freezing and wished that I brought something warmer. So it really, like, you're never going to have absolutely everything that you need, but I feel like I did a good job getting what I needed into this bag, but it was heavy for me to be carrying constantly. So like the longer walks were uncomfortable, but in terms of like the storage space, this is great. And it has these interior straps to really cinch everything in, and I found that essential. There's no way you're going to be able to get this bag closed if it's over full, you know, besides sitting on it. The other thing is, so the bag opens like this, so it's like a suitcase, which I really like because you can access everything. It makes packing it easy, and when you need to get something, you just unzip the whole top and you can dive right in. The interior here, there's this like zippered pouch, and I'm not really sure what their intention was with this, but anything that I did put in here, when I went to close my bag, you know, you put the top down like this, and anything that I had in here would fall straight to the bottom. And when you've carefully arranged everything in your bag, like a Tetris puzzle, having all your crap now in the bottom of this mesh bag makes it hard to close down here at the bottom. Like, now you've got all this extra crap here, the weight's not being easily dispersed. So maybe this would be good for like a snorkel and a mask, maybe some short fins, a blanket, pajamas, things like that. But what I kind of wanted it for, I really wish that these were smaller compartments. Yeah, so in conclusion, overall, I really did like the bag. I know I gave it a rough time, you know, I put it through the ringer, but that's because I want you guys to be aware of all of the cons to this bag that I experienced. Like I said, it was a little awkward on my body. I don't know if it was because it was the men's. I don't know if I had it over full. I don't know if I'm just like way more out of shape than I thought that I was. Yeah, it's not a long distance hiking backpack by any means. Short distances, like I would say you could probably go a mile and then you'd be like, I'm done carrying this, because the straps, it's just not built for that level of comfort that I think like a hiking backpack would be. The day pack, great feature, but like I said, you're going to be wearing it. If you're wearing the two bags together, you're going to be wearing it on your front. Doesn't make a lot of sense to put it on the back. But as long as you're aware really of those things, I think this is a great choice. I didn't think it was too expensive. I'm trying to remember, I think it was under $200, which for the condition that it's in and how well it did perform, I think is reasonable. I'll be using this bag for years. If I ever go on another long distance trip like this, I will be using this bag again. And the final thing I would say to make this bag work for you is you need packing cubes. I love my packing cubes. I use them now anytime that I travel. They're a great investment and they're cheap. You can get them on Amazon. Overall, great bag, definitely recommend it. If you have any additional questions, please just ask me below in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience with this bag. Am I doing something wrong? Is there something I could do that would make it more comfortable? Please let me know. If there's anything that I didn't answer, go check out the previous video for like the overall of all the features. Like, I mean, I talk about the zippers and the clips and all that stuff. So yeah, definitely go check that out. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this review if you made it to the end. And if you are going on a backpacking trip or any adventure in 2019, I wish you the best of luck. I hope you have a great time and hopefully I'll get to see you again. Bye.